Welcome to my house.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Ty here, back with another budget deck profile. You know what time it is. Before we begin, first, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, click your notifications on so that way you can be up to date when I release some more content. Also be on the lookout for my Patreon. I'll be having the link below. But I also, within a few days or so, I'll have special things. I'll have information pointing you in what you need to do to get involved. Also, before we begin, I'd like to also shout out that this video is sponsored by Men and Nails. That's right, Men and Nails, dealing with hygiene, dealing with your nails and everything else. It's essential, like I said, to take care of your nails. I take care of my nails for the most part all the time. I'm probably need to do a little something now, but especially handling cards. A lot of this, I don't want to dirty them or scratch my nails. I don't want to dirty or scratch my cards a lot of times when we're taking them out of the sleeves and everything. And I just want to make sure I keep my stuff in good condition as possible. And a lot of it deals with my hands and nails. I use Men and Nails for all of my nail grooming stuff. It's so good for when I'm traveling and when I'm playing in tournaments, when I'm on stream, if I'm ever on stream, or those of you who are on stream, would really help keep things in order, and your hands could look all nice while you're sitting there playing it. You can use the code Ty's House of Cards for 10% off. Go and check out at www.menandnails.com. That is www.menandnails.com for 10% off if you use my code Ty's House of Cards. It helps support your boy and this channel. And now, let's get right into the deck profile. So, Fumikage Tokoyami. This guy, 720 health. It seems like, man, this guy's really weird. We call him the glass cannon. Like, he hits hard. He hits very hard and fast if he wanted to. But you have to understand that you have to be able to play some defense. This is a little bit tougher deck to play for you if you're trying to go to another phase. I know you probably even just like the character, but this character does take a little bit more thought process and everything. But if you're just trying to learn the deck, trying to learn the game, this is one of the decks also to just play and just kind of wild out. This is just, hey, I'm just gonna go and swing at you and see what happens. He is enhanced. Once per turn, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 copy of Summon Dark Shadow from your discard pile to your hand. Dark Shadow, you already know if you're familiar with the anime, that is his companion that pretty much follows him everywhere. It's a shadow. And there's a card that allows you to pick that up and use it. It's really good. You're going to see it in the deck profile in a minute. That is really, really vicious. Then it says enhance. This attack gets +1 damage or -1 damage. Only playable while committed, meaning has to be sideways. Okay, so there's cards that's gonna make him committed. You can use them even as a block or whatever. I mean, not use them as a block, but use them to pass checks and everything else. But you'll see the better way to use him. And also that 1 extra damage, whether giving it or taking it away, helps you survive a little longer. So let's get right into the deck profile. So firstly, and by the way, we are building this off of Chaos. I just wanted to do something a little bit different for you guys. But I would say probably his fire. Fire is probably one of the better ones, but this deals with more of the ally keyword. Just to kind of give a little bit more insight, just kind of test it because it might give somebody some new ideas. Like I said, a lot of these decks usually just have commons and uncommons. If they do have rares, it's because it's usually a little bit tougher to make the decks viable in that realm, just commons and uncommons. But I mean, they're all viable, but I just wanted to give you something that will allow you to play a little bit better. But anyways, Dark Shadow Talon, 4 high for 4 ally range. Enhance, add 1 action card from your discard pile to your card pool. Self-explanatory, but if you have the action, his card is an action card. So it allows you to add Dark Shadow from your card pool into the card pool. I mean, from your discard pile to your card pool, and it gives stats. You're going to see what it does in a minute. and it's a really, really strong card and helps you win games. Then this has Deadlock Enhance. Your rival loses 1 health for each ally card in your card pool. So if you get to the late game, if they survive or you survive that long and they're going that far, this allows you to pretty much say, oh, I got X amount of cards in my card pool. Deadlock Enhance, make you burn. So yeah, really, really good card. Then we have Dark Shadow Slash. 1 mid for 4. You might be like, oh, that's just weird. It has ally charge and punch. It says enhance. If your character is committed, this attack gets +2 damage. So if he's committed, you go +2, so that's 6 plus his attack, that's 7, already generating a lot of attacks. Then it says enhance. This attack gets +1 speed for each ally card in your card pool. So if just so happen you have 4 of these in there, guess what? Gets +4. It does include itself, so it gets +4 speed. So now it becomes a 5 speed, and it gets faster and faster. And then if you have Dark Shadow, which once you see what it does, you'll understand it's even worse and even worse and even worse. So really good. Matter of fact, it'll probably get even more fast because even faster because Dark Summon Dark Shadow also has the ally keyword. So yeah. Next we have Electric Jolt. Electric Jolt does not have the ally keyword, but it's a good control card. 3 mid for 4, has stun, has charge and EX. It says momentum, meaning it has to be in the momentum. You flip it in the momentum and you commit one of your rivals' foundations. So like I said, it's great on defense. Very defensive card. Obviously it has to deal damage first or get into the momentum, and it goes into the momentum face up. Most of the cards usually go face down for whatever reasons, but this one allows it. It says specifically static effect. If this attack is added to your momentum, add it face up. Then it says enhance. If this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 1 damage during the damage step. So this is good because it's going to guarantee damage no matter what. So that way you can have it for defense. Next, we have Dark Shadow Dive. 3 high for 4. Ally range slam. While this card is in your card pool, rival checks to play foundations get -1. So I believe that is also only dealing with on defense. So if somehow you play this on defense to block and it's still in your card pool, if your rival decides to play foundations after not killing you or just want to poke you, and somehow this will allow, this pretty much says every time they play a foundation, it will make it harder for them to play because their check is going to get -1, -1, -1. Then it says enhance, commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +2 speed and +1 damage. Self-explanatory. Gives it, you commit one of your foundations. This attack gets +2 speed, +1 damage. I mean, it just gets it faster and faster. It's a 5 high for 5. Then if that's committed, it's a 5 high for 6. And some other cards that will buff it even more. So it's really good. And like I said, allies. And then lastly, we have Cavalry Chariot Advance. 3 high for 5. Ally, charge, tech. While this card is in your card pool, your other attacks get +1 speed. So this card, if you start out with this card, the rest of your attacks are going to have +1 speed, and it just gets harder and harder. You want it to get harder for your rival to block your attacks, so that way you can pretty much pummel them with like 3, maybe even 4 attacks, and it's like, well, it is too fast, I can't block it. Then it says enhance. Your next attack gets +2 damage. If this attack is blocked, your next check to play an attack gets +1. So this is really, really good play. You know, you're just like, all right, well, you got to block this. You go, your next attack is +2 damage. If they decide not to block it, it's free damage +5 damage. I mean, gets deals 5 damage. So it's just going to make it harder for them. If they want, you could give it and make it 6 damage. Next attack gets +2 damage. That's automatically happening. It says if it's blocked, your next check will get +1. So it just makes it even easier. So it just really starts generating damage very, very quickly. Moving on to the foundations, we have back-to-back. Ally. Enhanced flip. This attack gets -3 damage. Only playable if you have an ally card in your card pool. So if somehow there's one of those cards you blocked with has ally, you can use this, flip this, and it helps you survive even more, and it gives it -3 damage. Really good. Then it has Deadlock Enhance. Your ally or range attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. Yeah, just +1, just extra plus, and it just gets, if it gets that long. But I don't see it going that long because this guy kills you very quickly. Resting between bouts, 3 of these, and response commit. After you check after you make a check to play a foundation, that check gets +2. So you go to play one of your foundations, you try to make sure it passes. and you check the 3 and it was on a 5, you just do this and it gives it +2 more, and it guarantees you that you get to get it. So you're using this to commit once instead of committing 2 cards to make sure you get that foundation. So really good. And then it also says, enhance rival's turn, destroy, add 1 ally card from your card pool to your hand. So it's really cool. You get to pick up one of your blocks or one of the cards that you put in their card pool that's an ally, add it back to your hand. So you can use it for next turn maybe. Then we have 2 Graceful Maneuver. I've already talked about this card, but just in case you don't, commit. This attack gets -2 speed, and this attack gets -1 speed for each card in your card pool. So if you've been blocking and you just need to be able to get that extra be able to block, you just minus the speed lower. This is what will allow it by each card that's in your card pool. So where normally would penalize you for having stuff in the card pool, that says you're fine. Then we have Mall Day. Mall Day, a lot of people I haven't really been seeing anybody play this card, but this card is actually really neat. In response, add this card to your card pool face up or face down. After you check an attack, add it to your hand. So if you just and it says after you check, so top card of your deck, you check, and it's an attack, you can say response, add this into your card pool, face up or face down. You'll probably have it face up more so that way you can use the ally ability thing, so that allows you to, survive based on ally cards and stuff. And then Deadlock Enhance once per turn, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Really neat, really cool, self-explanatory. You don't really use the momentum in this deck, so that doesn't matter. We have 4 League Interview. League Interview is really good. It has a first form, meaning first form means that before you play anything, for you new players, before you play anything, this is saying that you use this ability. After you play something, you cannot use this ability. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck as the cost. Your next check to play an attack gets +1. So this allows you, this card is really good. First off, 2 difficulty, 6 checks, so you get to check 6s when you need them, or I guess when it shows up. But then the first form says, just in case you go to play a 5 difficulty attack and you go and check a 3, well, this will say you check the 4, instead of committing 2 foundations, you get to commit 1. Or 2 cards, should I say, in your staging area. Then response flip, after you make a check to block, that check gets +1. So if you're going to try to block, what you're going to be needing to block and play defense very well with this guy, this will allow it to go, you check something, if you checked it bad, you can go flip, give it +1 to the check. So instead of a 3, it's a 4. This becomes 5. So it really almost counts as 2 foundations if you think about it. So it's a really good card. Allows you to just go for the kill or even survive longer. Coming to the last few cards, we have Clever Distraction, self-explanatory defensive card. A lot of attacks are going to be high or lows that are thrown at you at times. Actually, a lot of people don't, but if you do see it, this says flip this card, flip this attack gets this high or low attack gets -2. Red is high, orange is mid, yellow is low. So it's self-explanatory just to play defense. Then we have 3 Training with Gunhead, ally, weapon, but as ally. Enhance, if the check to play this attack was modified by an effect, this attack gets +1 speed. So it's going to be really neat because you actually have a lot of cards that's going to buff or alter the check of a card, so or of the attack. So it says this attack, so it's really good because then it's going to give +1 speed to the next thing or to that card, and makes it harder for them to block. Then you have Enhance, reduce the damage of this throw attack to 2. Really good because you are pretty squishy. You have 20 health, and you are going to play against decks that have throws. This will say, hey, instead, I'm just going to make it become 2 damage, so I don't have to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever they buffed it to. Come to the last few, like I said, Stronger in Darkness. Enhance, if your character is committed, this attack gets +1 damage. You have these cards into the staging here. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be annoying for your rival because after a while, when they can't block your attacks, this says just generates, and your attacks are just swinging for like 10, 11, 12. It's just really, they scale very high. So very good. Then we have requesting assistance. So I guess this is the only time, oh, sorry, there's one of them. I guess this is the only time that you use something with momentum. I probably would do more of these if anything, but like I said, this is just a tester just to get you kind of going. If you have a momentum, flip this, and if you have at least one momentum, you flip this and you get to ready a foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. So really good, self-explanatory, really good to extend times. Lastly, we have one release. This allows you to survive, destroy one foundation. Your check to block this attack gets +2. So you go to play something, whatever you check, if it's a 5, it can become, if it's a 2, 2, 3, 1, whatever. If it's a 3, it becomes a 5. And then you can add less foundations to actually pass your block and survive. This helps you survive. And then lastly, we have 4 Summon Dark Shadow, the bread and butter of the deck. Has ally, has a static effect. While this card is in your card pool, your attacks get +1 speed and +1 damage. And that's pretty much for the turn. As long as this is in the card pool, just keeps going. Enhance, your next check to play a card this turn gets +3, commit your character. So this is where this combo comes in. So you pretty much do his effect first, discard the top 5 cards. If you happen to have one of these in your discard pile, you add it to your hand. Then you go, you just so happen to be playing it on an attack. You can play this as a foundation. If those of you don't know how action cards are worked, you play this from hand. This plays from hand. So you go to play it, and you say, I'm doing the enhance. You do the check first for it, and then it says your next card you play this turn gives +3 to the check, and then you commit your character. Great, because now whatever attack you have in there has +1/+1. Then it gets another +1 when you say enhance to give it another damage. And I'm telling you, the damage just starts picking up, and eventually it gets to the point where you cannot block anything. And there you have it, guys. That is my Fumikage Tokoyami deck. Budget deck, that is, on Chaos. I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, it's just to give you some time. If you want to amp it up and bring it up to another level, like I said, in time I'm going to have stuff where I'll be giving you optimized versions of these decks. But for the most part, this is just to introduce you to the game so you can get an idea how it plays. It's very fun, like I said, very glass cannon, but you can get away with a lot with this deck, all right? Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy yourself. If you have any other thoughts, any other characters you would like to see as a budget just to get going, comment down below. Let me know. Like the video if you like it, and keep interacting with me. I love interacting with you guys. I love seeing what you guys say, all right? Love you guys. Take care. Peace.